Hello, bonsoir. I'm Ann-Louise Davidson. It's April 1985 in the small town of Hawkesbury, Ontario. I'm wearing tight Levi's jeans tucked inside high-cut Nike running shoes. I'm heading to my high school information session for my grade 9 registration. I'm with my father. The high school in Hawkesbury has many shops. I can't wait to learn about working with wood, to solder, to connect circuits. I'm fascinated with shop, with learning, and with making things. The advisor says no, I cannot enroll in shop class. He says shop class leads to trade and factory jobs, not the things girls do. The advisor tells me to learn bookkeeping and typewriting instead. But I can't wait to learn about working with wood, to solder, to connect circuits. I do it anyway. I enrolled in shop. I engage in disruptive learning early. Fast forward to 2018, and now learning to use tools is hip. We encourage girls to pick up drills and make holes in wood as much as they wish. All over the country, people envy schools that have places to make things, and now we have a name for these places. They're called makerspaces. Children are learning to program robots, how to use 3D printers, create videos on green screens, how to prototype, hack, build, design, and fix things. The makerspace phenomenon is a new shop class. It has traditional tools along with new emerging tools and all the hype around it. It is fueled by a new global movement called the Maker Movement. And with it comes a way of learning, a maker pedagogy, disrupting the usual flow of learning in schools. Maker spaces, maker pedagogy, maker culture. It's a maker movement, and it's growing. Maker culture is everywhere in the world. It embodies do-it-yourself tinkering using tiny, affordable, open-source computers, electronics, recycled items. And through making, we learn invaluable life lessons. We engage in persistent problem solving. We create solutions to real-world problems. We imagine alternative ways of thinking about our life with technology, and we discover a world of connections. And maker culture, however, is not new. Every country has its own take. In Quebec, you will find les patenteux et les patenteuses, which refers to those who can find solutions to problems with very little means. In Canada, we often call it tinkering, which refers to making small changes to something to improve it. In India, there is jugaad, which means to think outside the box when the odds are not in your favor. And in Turkey, there's haretmek, the art of fixing things rapidly with the means one possesses. And the list goes on and on. Now, what does maker culture look like? Culture is never something we can easily see, but our luck is that there are hundreds of fab labs, small-scale workshops where people can learn to make almost anything, repair cafes, and things called makerspaces across the country where we can see makers in action. So who are these makers? Now, unless someone has a shirt that says, "I'm a maker," there's no way to know. Makers come from all over the strands of life, from trades and engineering, as well as seemingly unrelated domains, such as the social sciences, humanities, fine arts, and business. From all social classes and all generations. Seniors like to show up, to show their know-how and show up at repair cafes. Children can be seen building traditional African wire cars or manipulating solder irons and drills. It's the mega mix of people engaged in do-it-yourself activities. And maker culture is often misunderstood. Like, for example, I'm frequently asked if I will patent one of my inventions. I had missing handles for my windows, so I designed new ones with the measurements of the existing holes, and I printed them using a 3D printer. Yes, I had fun doing it, but why patent that? The whole spirit of maker culture is to create, share, remix, and connect. There are millions of 3D models shared with open source licenses online, and sometimes we create them, other times we reuse models created by someone else. So why is maker culture so important? for education. What does this modern take on shop class mean for the way we teach and learn? Maker culture is a disruptive pedagogy. Making changes learning. In making things, there is no single right answer, no same scenario. There are only problems to solve and solutions to seek. This changes also the traditional teacher and learner roles. There's nobody teaching in front of the class. We're all in this together. Nobody knows the answer, not even myself. Nobody possesses all the knowledge to solve the problems. The community knowledge structure is bigger than the sum of the knowledge of each of its members. This changes the rules, and this is why we call it disruptive pedagogy. Now, disruption has an interesting etymology. In the 15th century, it was used to talk about a rending asunder or a bursting apart of something. Later, it was used to talk about a laceration of a tissue. Today, we often hear about disruptive technology or disruptive innovation. These are technologies that displace established technologies and shake up the industry. And my work is about continuing to grow maker culture, maker spaces, as a form of disruptive education. Disruptive teaching and learning, or pedagogy, is about changing the rules. Just like when we tell the child, okay, instead of talking about the theory of how a drone works or how an arcade table is created, let's make a drone. Let's make an arcade table. And if we make it, we will know it, and that is disruptive. Thank you.